Okay, back on air with John Rockefeller. Now listen closely, turn up the volume on your computer and listen to this. Can anybody recognize this sound? Probably not. It's a new sound in our product range. Now, we heard it from the grapevine or in the street, maybe you've heard about it. There's a rumor. Is it true that Petzl is going to launch a WireGate carabiner, John?
No, it's not true.
Alright.
We're not launching a WireGate carabiner, but we are going to be launching something new, something light, and something different.
Something that sounds like this?
Exactly. What I can tell you is it's called monofill technology. Let's start with what monofill technology isn't. Monofill technology is not a traditional WireGate design with a U-shaped wire and a hook on the front. That's not Petzl. We always try to have our carabiners with a key lock design, and that just didn't meet our standards. Monofill technology is also not a traditional gate because we wanted to have something light as possible, and we wanted to reduce a little bit of that concept of gate whiplash that people like to talk about with standard traditional gates. What monofill technology is a single stainless steel wire gate that actually is a key lock design and ultra lightweight. Except here we reversed the key lock design. In the spirit, the key is on the frame and the keyhole is in the gate. In the Ange, the key is actually the gate, and the keyhole is in the frame.
So, why should we use this monofill technology?
Well, the monofill technology allowed us to really reduce the weight of the carabiner to the lightest possible and still offer a key lock design. It also allowed us to increase the durability of the gate over time when compared with a normal traditional WireGate design. It also allowed us to really improve the capacity of the carabiner and the gate opening dimensions because we have just a very thin wire. It's important to note also that the durability of the gate and the fact that it will open and close every time is super important because with these carabiners, the strength of any carabiner is strongest in its gate close dimension. At 20 kilonewtons for the size S in the Ange, and 9 kilonewtons gate open strength, and 7 kilonewtons in the minor axis strength. So super important. On the size L, we're going up to 22 kilonewtons, 10 kilonewton gate open, and 7 in the minor axis. Very important. Because of this very angular shape of this carabiner, it's very difficult to load it in the minor axis. So minor axis is nearly not a problem. Also important, Petzl has an internal requirement. This is a very stringent requirement. It's not required by CEE or UIAA norms. It is our own independent tests. And what we do is we require that every carabiner, Petzl carabiner, passes 100,000 cycles of open, close, open, close, open, close. Because that helps ensure that added strength of having a gate closed design. What does that equate to? Well, 100,000 cycles. Think about it. When we use a carabiner, just for going one pitch, you take the carabiner, put it on my harness, take it off the harness, put it on the bolt, take it off the bolt, put it back on my harness, take it off my harness. That's 6 times I've opened and closed the gate. 6 times for one climb. That equals to roughly 16,600 climbs or pitches of climbing. That's a long time and a great durability for a gate.
Now what's this black thing around the gate? That's pretty strange. What do we have here?
Good question. In fact, if you notice at the bottom of the gate, at the point where it's attached to the frame, we have this little black plastic piece here. We call the deflector. The deflector is there actually to create a smooth transition between the gate, because it's a very thin gate, and the frame itself. That transition we wanted to make very smooth so that slings or wires, etc., would offer a very smooth transition between the thin gate and the frame itself. But it has a second function. It also gives us a great point to really help to give a solid ergonomic point to grab the carabiner gate, to open and close it, or if I'm clipping rope, it also helps give us a nice broad surface for clipping.
Great. Well, enough about this gate. Now tell us about the frame, because it's pretty impressive also.
Well, the frame on the Ange was really kind of the next generation of what we did here with the Attach 3D. The Attach 3D was our first kind of I-beam construction, or H-formed frame, in that kind of a 3D that really took out a lot of the weight in the frame and reduced it to its lightest weight form. The Ange is using that same concept, the same technology. But what we've really tried to do is optimize it so that we have a very lightweight, very durable product as well.
Well, normally lightweight carabiners comes with very thin frames, which can cause a lot of rope wear in the friction area of the carabiner. Now, what happens with the Ange?
It's very true. When you look at a lot of the lightweight carabiners in the market, we notice that they tend to use a very thin profile on the frame to really reduce the weight and to have the carabiner as light as possible. There's a disadvantage to that. Yes, we have a lightweight carabiner, but what we do is we also reduce the surface area for the carabiner, or the rope. And that reduced surface area causes a sharper angle, which means causes more wear and tear on both the carabiner and on the rope itself. So a thinner framed carabiner actually will wear out a rope faster than something a little larger. With the Ange, we were able to have a much broader surface area, especially in the areas that are in contact with either ropes or slings. So we increase the durability and we decrease the amount of use or wear and tear that we put on our ropes. So that whole rope bearing surface is nice and round and large, nearly the same as a Spirit is today.
I noticed these little bumps down here at the end of the carabiner. And what's this all about?
Yes. Okay. Most of the time, if you climb the Spirit quick draws, how many times have we seen this? Where the bottom carabiner tends to get shifted a little bit. It's not sitting in the right position. What we tried to do on the Ange is we created these little bumps here we call the stop block, or the string block. The string block is designed to kind of block the string mechanism at the bottom of the carabiner, on the bottom part here, so to really keep it oriented in line with the quick draw and keep it in the best position possible along the major axis. We also have designed on the carabiner frame a flat spine. The flat spine is really designed to help the ergonomics and the use of these carabiners. If it's rounded on the back, it's difficult to put a finger on and clip with because it tends to want to turn. And also, for clipping a rope at the bottom, it indexes nicely in the hand, because as my hand comes in to touch the back of the carabiner, I have the ability to clip very quickly, giving us that flat surface, and the carabiner doesn't tend to want to twist. It also allows us to have the world's lightest key lock carabiner at 28 grams for the size small Ange. Period. The I-beam construction, the monofill technology, it's all in there and allows us to have both an ergonomic, easy to use, and ultralight carabiner.
Hey, this is great that we have the world's lightest, but what about the ease of use? Size S seems or feels maybe a little small. Is it really easy to clip it?
It is actually, but I think we have to kind of start with, let's look at a comparison. We know the Spirit today. We have all used probably the Spirit Express quick draws. The Spirit carabiner weighs about 48 grams. 28 grams for the Ange S, and 34 grams for the size L. So first of all, we have an amazing weight savings. For those people who are really looking for a really small, compact, lightweight product, the Ange S is the solution for them. We have our patent key lock design, so it's easy, snag-free usage. It's also perfect for use, for example, multi-pitch climbing, big wall climbing, alpine climbing, ice climbing, any of the times when you're really looking to reduce your weight and the volume of your material to the utmost, or to really have the lightest gear, the solution for the Ange S is really for those kind of customers. Now the Ange L are for the people who want something a little bit more ergonomic. Maybe you aren't quite as comfortable with having a small compact frame carabiner. This is nearly a full-size frame carabiner. In comparison with the Spirit, it's fairly large. Secondarily, it has the same monofilled technology, key lock design, and it's just perfect for all kinds of the same types of use. So it's great for long multi-pitch climbing, big wall climbing, alpine climbing, and also ice climbing. But where it really excels is in those times when either you have large hands and the small carabiners are difficult to manipulate, or you have big gloves. So it really helps to have that slightly larger frame for those customers.
Let's go a little bit more into the ergonomics, John. Are these carabiners more difficult to use than, for example, a Spirit?
Actually, no, they're not. Interestingly enough, the part of the ergonomics of the carabiner is really that gate open dimension. How much space do I have to be able to get material or clip with, etc. When you look at the Ange S, it has a gate open dimension of 23 millimeters. And that's our distance that we have in here. It's equal to a larger framed Spirit. We have the same exact gate open dimensions between this small framed carabiner and the larger framed Spirit. When we get into the Ange L, we're actually going 3 millimeters larger. We're at 26 millimeter versus 23 millimeter. So that capacity to use it, the ergonomics, is actually enhanced or equal to even the Spirit.
What about the capacity for, say, times when I use the carabiner with double ropes or single ropes or a bunch of slings, a bunch of equipment? What's the story about the capacity?
That's a good question. Actually, capacity, just to explain what capacity is the amount of space when the gate is open that I have down in the basket here. So if I'm putting double ropes in there, or fat rope, or icy rope. We have a little tool here. It's a graduated little tool. It starts at 19 millimeter, goes up to about 30 millimeters in diameter. So if we look at something like the Spirit, 19 millimeter passes, 20, 21, 22, 22 millimeters for a Spirit. Let's look at the Ange S. Size small, 19 millimeters is where it blocks. So we're around 19 millimeters on this one. The Ange L, we're looking at 19, 20, 21, 22. So we block at 21. So nearly the same capacity that we have in a Spirit, but in a much lighter, much more compact design. So there is a little trade-off.
So, well, we know a lot about these fantastic new carabiners now. What about the quick draw, the solution?
The slings that we developed for the new Ange series quick draws are actually slightly different look than what we've done before. This is a 100% Dyneema sling. The webbing itself is made 100% Dyneema. The stitching is actually done in our normal nylon, so basically we have the same strength as before, passes all the tests. We have a new look, kind of different. It's going to be very different from the market. But the reason I chose to use the 100% Dyneema is that every fiber now has the same strength and resistance. When you do a blended mix between Dyneema and a nylon, in fact, the difference in elasticity really can affect some of the durability of the product. So 100% Dyneema, 100% of the fibers all working together works great. We also developed a new string size for it that fits the new 10 millimeter webbing, and this is going to be called the String S. It will be delivered with these new Finesse quick draws.
I see there's two different sizes.
Two sizes will be available in a 17 centimeter and a 10 centimeter.
So please show us the full range now of the offered quick draws.
Let me do that. So with the two sizes of the Ange carabiners, the size small and the size large, and then also having two lengths of the quick draw slings, we're actually able to have 4 different combinations that really, each one of them is designed for a specific user. For example, we'll start with our ultra lightweight. The Ange Finesse, again, or quick draw, in 10 centimeters, that features a size small Ange on top and bottom, is going to weigh in at only 63 grams. It's our lightest quick draw that we have, and probably the lightest quick draw in a key lock design on the market today. So we're really taking advantage of having the world's lightest quick draw, or carabiner. And this is really, the 10 centimeter is designed for those really looking to have the smallest, most compact, and lightest weight gear. But for just a little bit more weight, for 3 grams more at 66 grams, we're going to offer the same concept as size small carabiner top and bottom, but with a 17 centimeter sling in between. This is going to be great because I get better versatility, less rope drag, and I'm only gaining 3 grams per carabiner, or per quick draw. After that, for those that aren't really thrilled with the small size or the compact frame, or might want something a little bit easier to clip, especially on the rope end, we offer the Ange Finesse in a 17 centimeter configuration with a size small on top and a size large on bottom. For those that want to either have a little bit more ergonomics on the bottom, have a little bit bigger hands, or maybe with gloved hands or icy ropes, etc. So the same length, 17 centimeters, we're getting a little bit more length because we have a little larger frame on the bottom, but great versatility. We think this is probably going to be our best selling of all 4 of the quick draws. And last but not least, for those that really have big hands or are using an alpine situation with gloved hands all the time, we'll have the same 17 centimeter Ange Finesse quick draw with a size large on top and bottom. Compare that at 78 grams for the heaviest, largest one versus the 17 centimeter Spirit Express. And what do we have? 109 grams, 78 grams. Not bad. We're really getting a very simple lightweight system for all of our customers looking to really reduce their weight.
Wow, impressive. Now tell me how are these products going to be delivered to the shops?
Good question. We've developed some new packaging for these products. We really want the Ange and the Ange Quick Draws to really stand out from the wall. We really want them to stand out from the competition. So for the carabiners, we're now going to ship them on this little cardboard setup like this. It actually has a kind of a little carabiner bolt hanger style design here. The carabiner gets clipped into that. We have our information on the front, and the technical notice will be stapled to the back. So it really gives a nice kind of frame to have the carabiner in the market. So we'll have one with kind of a blue outline for the size large and one with an orange outline for the size small. The quick draws will be delivered in a similar way. You'll have a card like this for each individual quick draw. Will be delivered like that. And we also offer packs of 5. So in 2 of the versions of the Ange Finesse quick draws, we will have a version, a pack of 5 in the 10 centimeter with a small, and a pack of 5 with the small on top, large on bottom in the 17 centimeter. It will be delivered in this type of packaging, so you have 1 quick draw kind of in face and 4 stacked on the bottom here. So very compact in space as far as the width it takes up on the wall, and doesn't take up too much more space here at the bottom.
Alright, thank you, John. Now it's time to wrap it up. What are the 3 most important things to remember about the Ange carabiners?
3 most important things. First of all, monofill technology. What does it provide us? It provides us with a very smooth gate action, provides us with a long lifespan. Remember that 100,000 cycles. It's really going to give us a very durable carabiner for the long run. And the Ange, in size small, is actually the world's lightest key lock carabiner. Also, in terms of the ergonomic use and ease of use, we offer 2 sizes, the size small and the size large, for those each wanting to search either more ergonomic or smaller and lighter weight compact. And we have large gate opening dimensions. Because of that very thin single wire gate, we were able to actually use a smaller frame than we would in something like a Spirit, and we really gain in that gate opening dimension as well. And not to forget also that flat spine. The spine on the back of the carabiner, which really helps index it when we're clipping, either on the rope end or on the top end with the anchor. And last but not least, don't forget the durable design. We didn't sacrifice the durability in the carabiner. We didn't make it ultra thin in the frame. We kept the dimensions in the rope bearing and sling bearing areas ultra wide, giving it a nice soft radius that's not going to wear out ropes or slings as quickly.
I'm Olivier Lamy. I'm a trainer at V-Access, the Petzl Institute. I'm going to introduce the new Grillon lanyard. It's a positioning lanyard which allows you to get comfortably positioned at your workstation and which must be combined with a fall arrest system. Two major new features are that there is a handle on all the positioning lanyards and that according to the specifics of the workstation, it's possible to remove the protective sheath. The Grillon work positioning lanyard is composed of a semi-static rope, two plastic protective sheaths with sewn terminations, a removable protective sheath, and a self-blocking device. The Grillon lanyard can be used in two ways, in single or in double mode. In double mode, the user is standing on his feet. He chooses an anchor at hip height and uses a Grillon lanyard on the lateral attachment points. This allows a good load distribution on the waist belt. The removable sheath protects the lanyard from abrasive contact and provides smooth rope glide. The length is easy to adjust. To shorten the lanyard, just pull on the rope. To lengthen, just press on the cam. For use in single mode, the user is standing on his feet. He chooses an anchor at a high point. He attaches his lanyard to his ventral loop to have good weight distribution across the waist belt and thighs. With the handle, the user may progressively release the rope. In this case, he must always hold the free end of the rope. If the user needs to come as close as possible to the anchor, he may take off the removable sheath. There are several versions: 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter and 5 meter, with connections without a carabiner, with a plastic sheath that positions the connector perfectly. There's the hook connector for connecting to lateral harness attachment points and to small diameter anchors. And finally, a connection with a wide opening MGO connector for attachment to large metal structures or to large anchors. For more information on the Grillon lanyard, we invite you to visit www.petzl.com.